Good afternoon. I'm Marwan Zamu. I'll be doing my SCSC task 4.
All right, Samuel. So you've done a screening procedure on your client. Your client is an apparently healthy male, and you have done to see if there are any risks or contraindications to exercise. Could you explain to me what a risk stratification is when in regards to your client?
So for risk stratification, it would be before doing testing, if it's good to take part in the testing because just in case something happens. So you have to, before you start exercising, you have to get all the information about the client, their lifestyle, and if they've been exercising before. And with him, with my client, everything was good. So he's ready to exercise. So because how you check that if you had more true over false, like 2 or more true, then you would have to refer your client to another health practitioner. So by that now it's good to take part in the exercise.
All right. So then, when you were doing the screening procedure, you would have looked at some of the body measurements, the waist to hip ratio, your body composition, and your body mass index of your client. Could you show me the different sites on yourself when doing body circumference measurements? Where would you measure?
Okay, firstly, you would have to also measure your chest, your upper bicep, your waist just above your belly button, and then your hip and your thighs would also, yeah.
Sure, fantastic. When we're talking about the BMI, what is the BMI and how do you calculate it?
The BMI is the body mass index. How you calculate that, you would have to divide the height with the, now you have to divide the weight with the height, and then you get the body mass index for your client. So that would check your the client's body fat.
All right. So when you're talking about the body mass index in your client, was your client's body mass index in an acceptable range?
The he was yeah. So for my client, after calculating the body mass index, it was underweight. So that means it was below the norm for to check if you're normal, overweight or obese. So for him, it was underweight. With that, he had 16.1.
All right. Thank you. Now, Zamo, I'm going to ask you to demonstrate on your client the how you got to the waist to hip ratio, where you calculated that, what his waist hip to ratio was, and then I'm going to ask you to show me 2 circumference measurements and 2 skin folds. So if you could ask your client to join us, please.
Okay, can you please join? So firstly, you must have a tape measure.
All right, so I'm also with the circumference measurements and the skin folds. For the circumference measurements, I would like you to show me the chest measurement and the waist measurement of your client, following the correct process and protocols, please.
Okay, before we start, then I would have to check with my client if are you good with me. I'll be touching you in certain parts of your body. So are you fine with that? You don't have a problem. Okay, with that, then I'll be going to the chest. So for the chest, you must make sure the tape is just about in line with the nipples. So with that, you put across, make sure the tape is right. It's in line. Okay. Then you must make sure the tape is straight and check. This you have to do twice so that you can get an accurate result. So if it's just above by 1 centimeter, that's fine. And then if it's more than that, then you have to check again properly. And then four.
And then the second one is the waist measurement.
Okay. So with the waist, also it's just above the, you must find the belly button first, and then just above the belly button, try and get the measurement from there. Make sure it's straight. And also for this one, you're doing twice again to get the proper result also.
All right, and now Zamo, I've taken note that you're doing the measurements on the side of your client opposed to in front or behind. What is the reason why you would want to do it on the side opposed to in front or behind your client?
The reason I'm doing on the side, some people are not comfortable with being like face to face. So being on the side, at least you're giving more freedom when you're doing.
Good, thank you. Moving on, I would like you to demonstrate skin folds for me. You've indicated that you've done the 7-side skin fold already, but I'd like you to show me how you do the chest skin fold as well as the abdomen skin fold for me, please.
Okay.
Following the correct processes and protocols.
Okay, before that, also would like ask my client to please take off his top and then check the skin folds. So can you please take off the top? So when you're doing skin folds, you need a caliper to do the skin folds. Firstly, with the chest, you must find on the just on the shoulder, top shoulder part, and then to the middle of your sternum, and then put both your fingers and go in the middle. You must get or hold it.
Carry on.
So you must hold it diagonally. First, you must make sure that it's at the back, and then once you go until it's in. So the first one is 3, then we'll go back again, do it the second time. Still 3. Then now we'll be going to the abdominal. Firstly, you must put 2 fingers, so you can be 2 centimeters apart, and then hold vertically. So also hold the way up, then do it again to be sure.
All right, thank you. So you said you've completed the 7-side skin fold. What was the client's body fat percentage that you came up with after completing the skin folds?
My client's body fat was 1.3.
1 body fat.
That means it's very low. It's, that's very low. It would need to gain more weight to get it to be healthy again. It's very low.
All right, and then looking at that body fat percentage and your client's SMART goals, how would you adjust a training program to help him pick up body fat or muscle mass?
Okay, from that, from the goals, mostly would have been focusing on gymming to get strength. So doing starting like with heavy weights, but we start low and then keep going up. Make sure that he eats properly so that he can gain more weight, because eating properly is the most important part in order to get your body in shape. And he's a rugby player, so pushing forward with that to get strength and build muscle.
All right, next I'm going to ask you to demonstrate how you would calculate your client's blood pressure. So if you could get ready with your client, please.
Firstly, then you must get your client to sit on the chair straight up, relaxing, and get your left arm over, because when you're doing blood pressure, you check from the left because it's closer to the heart, and then you just take 2 fingers at the top and you put it around, not too tight. Make sure everything's really there. So with blood pressure, there are 2 numbers, systolic and diastolic. Yeah. The big number is systolic, and then the second one is the diastolic number. And then you put on the in the top of the elbow, and then make sure you pump up to 160, and then from there you listen for the beat, the first one, and then also for the last beat. Okay, and I'll start. Make sure it's tied properly, and then so it's over 160 now. Then we're gonna release slowly. Okay, once you're done, the first one was on 120 and 170. So it's below the norm. The norm is 120 to 180. So the other reason for that it's low, it's because maybe you didn't eat like in the morning, or it's been a long time since you ate, so that's why it's low.
All right, next I'm going to ask you to analyze the postural assessment that you've done on your client. So if you and your client can get ready for that, thank you. All right, Zamo, so from your postural assessment, I can see that the only problems that you've come up with is that there is a shoulder discrepancy on the left-hand side. But I want you to walk me through the postural analysis on the different points and how you went about identifying this.
Okay, firstly, you get your client to stand in an anatomical position, facing forward, hands, the palms facing forward, looking straight. So when you're standing at, like, firstly you check for the shoulders if they equal, like in a straight line, or one is shorter than the other one. Then when you're going down, you also check the head if it's not tilting to the side. You go to the hips if are they tilting forward or backwards. Then straight down to the ankles, are they like your feet rounded in, or they straight? And then you turn around to the side, you look straight, yeah, and then from the side you check from the head all the way, must be in a straight line to the hip, to the knee and ankle. So everything is in a straight line. And then you check also if the back, the arch is normally is bent normally, and then also your lower back, and also check the hips if tilting forward, anterior tilting, posterior tilt. Then please turn around. And also from the back, you check if the head is on the side or is it straight. The shoulders, as I said, there it's 5 because there's one shoulder that's less than the other one, as you can see. And then you go down, check the hips if they're high, up, or they're in a straight line, or one's laterally tilt. And then you go straight down to the ankles. As you can see, they're both facing forward. From me, after doing the testing, everything, it was just the shoulders that was 5, everything for me was 10. So that was an ideal posture. So everything, all the muscle balance is alright. Yeah.
All right, thank you. You can excuse your client for now. Zamo, now we're going to move on to the physical tests. I want you to walk me through the different tests that you have chosen and which you will be conducting with your client.
Okay, firstly, we're going to start with flexibility. We're going to be doing standing and reach test. So we're going to stand on top of the board, and then try to get as low as possible. Try to go, keep your legs shoulder width apart. Keep your legs straight. You can slightly bend them when you're going down. So make sure you keep your legs straight all the way down, and stop where you can. And don't force, because that's where you can get injuries. So you must just stop where you can. By this is checking your flexibilities on your legs. So he's a rugby player, so we've got to check his flexibility on his legs. Also like the lower back.
All right. So if your client was now a marathon runner, you have now said that you are doing a stand and reach. But if your client was a marathon runner, would you change the flexibility tests that you are doing, and what test would you change it to?
Basically, I don't think I wouldn't change the test for the marathon runner on the flexibility one because with him also he's going to be using more of his legs. So once you're flexible on your legs, you can cover more range of motion, and that can risk the chances of getting injuries, and you can see where to work. So stick with the same thing even if it was a marathon runner.
All right, fantastic. And which muscles exactly are you going to be testing when you're doing this stand and reach test? With the flexibility of which muscles?
So it'd be the hamstrings when you're going down to check how far you can go down with your hamstrings. Also, your lower back also when you're going down. Um, yeah, that's basically.
All right, and then your next test. What would your next test be?
After that, we have to go to cardiovascular testing, and then for that, I'll be doing a yo-yo test, intermediate recovery test, level one. For that, it's to check um, how you can sprint like for short distance and relax and then recover again and keep going. And since that's how right sprint, and so I would have to test that. How is he going to be good with that?
All right, and your strength endurance tests.
So it will be push-ups to check how much you can do the push-ups and the sit-ups. With the push-ups it's to check his upper body strength, and then the sit-ups to check his core. If because the core is a very important part in your body, and you must always keep it strong to risk the amount of injuries.
Okay, now out of these four tests that you've selected, what is the reason you have selected them specific to your client's SMART goals?
Okay, for my client with the push-ups, we want to check strength, where he is with the strength, because he wants to gain weight and get stronger for rugby. So with that, we can get to see his upper body strength. And the yo-yo, as I said before, it's for to check his recovery time, and yeah. And then the sit-ups also to check. Because we'll be doing for a long time, also muscle endurance for that. So to check how long you can do.
All right, thanks. Let's get ready for the tests.
So for the stand and reach test, firstly you have to get up to the test. Before you do this, make sure you stretch your hamstrings, your lower legs, because you don't want to come here tight and then you just stretch hard and then you pull something and then get injured. So while you're waiting there, you can stretch your hamstrings in the meantime. And then, so with this one, you stand with shoulder width apart. When you're going down, you keep your legs straight. You can slightly bend them when you're going down, but most of the time try to keep your legs straight. Control the movement all the way down as far as you can, and then just hold it there. I'll check the measurements, and then afterwards you can back up. So don't push too hard. If you stop below that, you can't touch your toes, then you can stop. Yeah, legs shoulder width apart. Yeah, legs straight. And slowly go down and touch it. Yeah, that's as far as you can go. 3. Okay, and then with the norms for the stand and reach, okay, so for the norms for this one, for good it's from 6 to 16, average 0 to 5, fair it's -8 to -1, poor is very like -20 to 9, so it's basically not getting down and touching like your toes. So my client was on 0 to 5 because I was on 4. That's average compared to everyone, not to the norms.
All right, and seeing that you've done this test now, would you adjust your programming at all going forward because you've seen he's only at an average level of flexibility?
Yes, I would have to make sure that after we gym, we make sure that we do stretching and get more flexibility so we can get him to improve on his flexibility.
Good, well done. On to the next test.
Okay, for the yo-yo test, before you start, you must measure the area where you're going to be running. First, it's the 5 meter for the rest, and then after that, 20 meters, that's where you'll be running to the other cone from point A to point B, and then coming back, listening to the audio, wait for the beep, and then you can come back after that, and have a rest, and then wait for the beep again. Okay.
All right, get your client ready.
5 seconds. Five, 1.
Come back again, wait for the beep again.
Change to speed 9.
So keep changing after. It'll get quicker as
9,
it'll get
1.
quicker as the levels go up. There we go. Relax again.
Change to speed 11. 11, 1.
Wait. Wait for the beep from that side. That side. Yeah. You get quicker.
11, 2.
Okay.
16, 5.
Make sure you get back to yourself. Relax.
16, 6. Sixteen, 7.
Nice.
16, 8. Change to speed 17. 17, 1.
Yeah.
17, 2.
Okay. So my client finished on 17.3. The norms for the yo-yo test.
17, 3.
It's for excellent. It's 17.5 for like elite players. So to pass for elite players, 17.5. So it was just a few short to that. We can work on that. To be excellent, 16.6 to 17.5.
17,
And then to be
4.
good, 15.4 to 15.6 to 16.5. Below that is poor.
All right, on to the muscle endurance tests.
And
Okay.
now we'll be going to the strength. So we'll be doing push-ups. For this one, with the push-ups, you must make first. You're gonna lie down flat in the ground. Then put your hands shoulder width apart. So first you're gonna start on the ground. Your hands shoulder width apart. Then you lift off. Make sure your back is straight. When you're going down, you go all the way down, up, and to the top. So you do as many as you can. You can rest at the top, but you can't put your knees on the ground. Once you put your knees on the ground, we'll take the number that you've done already.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, okay, call for you. Yeah.
1 minute. You ready? And go.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay.
25,
10 seconds left.
26, 27,
5 seconds.
28, 29,
Time.
30.
All right. Now, seeing that your client did 30 push-ups in 1 minute, how does that relate to the standardized norms and to your client's goals?
The standardized norms for the push-ups, it's 30, 30.
Okay.
Okay, my client he did 30, so he'll fall under the average, and he needs to work on his upper body strength. Yeah.
All right. So next, your next strength endurance test, please.
Okay, we'll be doing sit-ups. So for sit-ups, first you lie down on your back, you get a partner, put the feet on yours. You go all the way down, put your hands behind your ears. Then when you're going up, push all the way up to the top, and then slowly down. Only your lower back must touch, your upper back mustn't touch. And all the way up again to the top. You can rest at the top. If you can't hold or touch your knees, you can rest at the top and then go all the way down. So, control. Okay. Start.
Right. 1 minute. Getting ready. And go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 25, 26,
10 seconds.
27, 28,
5 seconds.
29.
Time. All right, so your client completed 29 sit-ups in 1 minute. How does that fit into the standardized norms?
Also with the standardized norms for sit-ups, he'll be you'll need to work on his sit-ups to get more. So that's what we'll be pushing through with our program and stuff.
All right, and in your overall programming, seeing that he scored average on sit-ups and on push-ups, would you adjust his programming now according to those test results to get to his goals that he wants?
Yes, firstly, we'd have to start with body weight before going to the weights, making sure his body is ready before moving to the weights. So we'd be doing more of push-ups, more of sit-ups, exercises like core to get his core strength like stronger, and then we go then after a few weeks, then we keep going and progress the exercises.
All right, then let's just go and complete the analysis of the data. Thank you very much. All right, Simon. So looking at the tests that you've just done and the overall picture, can you just give me the basis of 2 other cardiovascular tests and why you didn't use those ones today?
Okay, firstly, we're going to be starting with the 3-minute step up. With this one, you have to get, you would use a 30 centimeter box. The client would have to step on the box going with the beat of the metro meter. So it's up, up, down, down. So with that, up, 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 up. And then after you would have to get this red before he starts the resting heart rate, and then once after 1 minute after he's done with the test, you take also to check during heart rate, and then after he's finished, like 2 minutes after he's finished with the test, and then you check the heart rate after. In the other test, Wood uses the yo-yo test or the bleep test. So it's similar to the yo-yo test, but with that one we don't have breaks in between. You run to point A to point B up until you stop.
All right, thank you. Then just to sum up everything, if you're looking at the overall test results of your client, would you say that your programming going forward needs to be for a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced level athlete? And would you have changed any of the tests that you've done according to the outcomes that you got?
I think for some things when preparing for this program, I would have to start at the beginning, because for some we're struggling with other things like for instance with when we're doing the strength, the push-ups and the sit-ups, so we're struggling with that. So we would have to focus more on body weight first, the first week, and then afterwards, as I see progression, and then we keep adding and getting more. With the other, also to get with because it was underweight with the BMI, so we would have to try to focus on the nutrition more, and get him to eat properly and to the times when to eat and what to eat. So yeah, I would focus on that mostly.
All right, thank you very much.